spawning on Whirlwind in the bottom right position here is Mixed Fruits Xeon, the orange Terran player, and we'll have to see how well he does versus the true tried veteran Hordeon.
And
Who's
in the
spawning
top
at
left, we have the former champion fighting to retain his title, Hordeon, pushing forward past Davithor. Various players just ripping them to pieces as he's going forward towards the final. As you do tell them that all spawns are available, we are ready to see this game. A Terran versus Zerg, one of the few ones available in this tournament. Hopefully we will see a phenomenally good game with beautiful Baneling hits, fantastic Infestor control, phenomenal drops, and overall I can't wait to get started with this.
Exactly. So, this being a big map, I really suspect that both of these players will go for a heavy macro play. You know, I see no gas before barracks for the Terran, so no factory opening so far. It can still happen if he does take his gas quite shortly after the next SCV or so. Meanwhile, we do have the 15 hatch going down for Hordeon, you know, quite a large map, feeling pretty comfortable, and since all spawns are enabled, neither of these players know where the other spawns, so the possibility of double racks being proxied is very, very low.
Indeed, especially with the fact that the double racks would take a while to even reach their opponent on this map. It's still got the rush distance from the middle to the natural of a regular map like Daybreak, if it was to be proxied in the middle.
Yeah. So right now the probe drone SCV. Damn it, we have so few Terrans that I'm getting confused. SCV is going out to build the expansion, though, so this will be a gasless expand. Now this can evolve into a multiple of builds and strategies. You can go heavy infantry, you can go heavy mech with a early naked barracks or you know, heavy infantry ground army pressure. Build a ton of factories behind it and transition into a heavy mech army in the mid to late game. And once Hordeon finally scouts his opponent, because he's not sending out any drones, he should know what his opponent is going for, and he should be taking a third base very, very quickly.
Indeed, and I can't really comprehend the kind of different styles that Xeon has. He has so many that I've seen him performing that it's going to be impossible for me to make any predictions, despite the fact that I've spent a lot of time talking to him about Terran play. He spent a short while teaching me whilst we were at a LAN once. But he has so many styles, so many different small things he does that can make the complete difference in any game.
Hold that thought. Oh my god, we have a 4:30-minute lair going up. That's such a fast lair, man. I wonder what he's going to do with this.
Indeed, especially considering there's no map information yet. Neither player has even opted to scout out to find his opponent's base beyond sending the initial overlord. So they are both playing in the dark. Neither know if anything cheesy is happening. They can obviously assume there was nothing too aggressive, but the two-base play from Hordeon looks like it's going to come out. Possibly Mutalisk, since he is putting down a spine crawler now. Ah, look at that spire 2 seconds later. Nailed it.
Yep, good call there. So Mutalisk's play is in the works. I do not know if that will work. I mean, granted, there is no NG Bay out yet, but we do have a 1-1-1 opening after that gasless expanse. So Cloak Banshees will be coming out, Hellions will be coming out, and I wonder if this will transition into more factories or more of the traditional marine tank play. Hellions only just now scouting his opponent, and I have to say that such a fast spire from the Zerg may just catch the Terran off guard, since both of these players opted to scout this late.
Absolutely, he's going to be able to push out quite a few Mutalisks, at least at least 6 or 7 once he gets his gas going, which he is starting to now. 6 or 7 will make it across the map in quite a while. So the Mulus will hit his opponent at probably around the 10-minute mark, which is going to give Xeon ample time if he can get in and scout it or put down a scan now, due to the training time of the Mutalisks.
Yeah, he does not know, and there's a very, very, very nice wall off here that can be, you know, plugged. The holes can be plugged in either by spine crawlers or queens, even repositioning them to completely block that off. But, you know, knowing Xeon, since he is a master level player, just seeing those 2 evolution chambers so early should tip Hordeon off.
Indeed, the creep spread is starting to go out now, and Xeon hasn't seen a third base, and he does see the Mutalisks actually just skim past his army there, so he's going to be well aware of what's happening, and he's going to start reacting as fast as possible to these Mutalisks, getting...
Well, he's getting double engineering base right now, but it is going to be a while before they complete. He needs to start Thor production ASAP. He was trying to go for that Hellion Marauder push that is also deadly for the Zergs, or to the Zergs, but right now he has no anti-air. No Marines are out, no Thors are out, no missile turrets are out. I do not know what the heck is Hordeon waiting for.
Absolutely. One of the main things that Xeon needs to watch out for is these Mutalisks. But Hordeon isn't using them at all. He's only using them to take the third base for now, and he's only taking his map control at this moment. He's given his opponent ample time to get missile turrets for defending his mineral lines. And there isn't any source of anti-air available apart from the missile turrets, so he's possibly going to lose a tech structure here. Might even actually lose the tech lab researching Stim as the Mutalisks come into attack.
And the speed for the links will be done shortly. Upgrades are starting to roll out for the Zerg. Here come the Mutalisk barracks, are not yet totally fully completed, and he might even get the tech lab with the Stim. If he focuses that down, that will be huge pickup for Hordeon, but he is rather going after those medevacs instead. That is not the correct call he should be making. Missile turrets are protecting the mineral lines.
And Stim
oh my god, the Stim finishes!
Hordeon even goes to attack it. That was beautiful, beautiful timing for Xeon. He must be so happy now, and he's pulling his Marines back to the missile turrets, doing the best he can to defend, and he actually takes down a few Mutalisks. Hordeon isn't even looking at this attack, and he loses 400 gas worth of units.
Meanwhile, there is a Hellion counterattack heading into the natural of MFCeon. That's a lot of Hellions. Even if a few of those get past, some drones will get roasted. 6 drones going down so far. Now there are links in defense, and more drones will be killed for sure. The Queens have to help. Mutalisks have to return to kill these Hellions off, but a terrible amounts of damage are being done by Xeon. So so far it's blow for blow.
But this has finally been cleaned up with 17 workers dead, done by various harasses, by the Banshees and other shenanigans. Another Banshee heading out now to harass his opponent. But Xeon is in a very good position, despite the fact that the Mutalisk transition caught him off guard. Or not even transition, the Mutalisk play caught him off guard. And now he's just getting a good amount of Marines pretty much everywhere around, and he needs to start taking his third base now due to the oversaturation that he is experiencing on his bases.
He's getting combat shields for the Marines right now. That will, of course, make it so that the Marines are a way better unit overall in the game. Not only having higher health, but also allowing, if you look at it that way, by stimming, not losing their initial hit points. We do have another attempted attack with the Mutas here by Hordeon. More links are being in production and being hoarded at the center of the map. But there is actually quite a number of Marines for Xeon here to defend those Mutas. Mutas looking for the third base. They see no third base is in existence so far, but I think he saw the command center.
Yeah, he has seen the command center in his opponent's base. So we will be.
And now with the armory out, we'll see Thors very shortly.
Indeed, yes, we will be seeing one Thor just pop right now, and Xeon doesn't quite have his rally point set. So a lot of Marines are idling around in the base, waiting to get the tail to move out. The engagement is starting to happen towards the third base. Players contesting for this zone.
Well, the Terran needs a third base desperately just because of the gas. Because he wants to be building more medevacs, more Thors. He wants to start dropping the Zerg potentially, and he needs those geysers to do that. He's trying to chase away these mutas with these lings coming in, and all getting cleaned up by the Marines. Those Marines are 1122 is on the way, and they do have stim. Some medevacs fell in that engagement, but still quite a large pack of mutas is still alive.
Indeed, and Xeon just suffering from a slight supply block right now, putting down some supply depots to alleviate himself of that, and he will just want to start pushing out, claiming a little bit of map control back. Now he's starting to get the siege tanks down, pushing them around these ridges that are very easily defendable with the siege tanks, and he's got the bunker down behind his mineral line for defending the natural. So Xeon's looking in a good position to defend, and his opponent has to take the fourth base right now.
Exactly, this is the prime time for him to do so. More barracks are being added, and a fourth command center. Here comes the sweep of the links, banelings, and mutas. The banelings are going after the SCVs immediately. 22 SCVs killed this game by Hordeon. He's going to get this Thor. Oh my god, that Thor has not long to live, and proceeds to try to deny mining at this third base of Xeon, and this may have been the crippling blow Hordeon needed, and he will just continue to push and just maybe pummel his opponent into submission over time.
Hordeon is indeed pushing his opponent back, taking down the third base. His opponent now has no option but to just fall back onto his two-base play. And Hordeon's not actually going to kill off the third base. He's going to try and see if it burns to death, but if
oh no, here comes the re-ensuring.
And the Mutalisks did actually come back for the kill.
That was the, as we call it in my country, that was the shot of surety or insurance shot that you do to finish off your opponent to make sure he's dead. Actually. So Hive going up right now.
Xeon is actually mined out of his main base, almost. Just got a massive oversaturation on those few units there, so he's going to have to take his third base again very soon. But this opponent from his this army of his opponent is very strong. There's banelings, there's mutalisks, there's zerglings. It's the old style of Zerg, but it's still so effective because Xeon just doesn't have the siege tank count to deal with this.
Exactly. Without any siege tanks, the banelings basically run a rampant, do whatever the hell they please. We do have another form of harassment here. This Banshee, almost out of energy, got 7 kills on the drones, but will get cleaned up by these mutas. I believe it also killed a queen as well. So, you know, Xeon is trying to do whatever the hell he can. Second Spire going up right now. When that Hive finishes, a Greater Spire will get started immediately. 18 more banelings being morphed. I'm afraid that Xeon will never be able to establish this third base, and when he gets mined out, it will be GG.
Indeed, he is moving over to do a double drop now, but his main army would get overrun just by the Zerglings on their own. It doesn't need the banelings and the mutalisks to complement them right now, just because of how strong the main force is. But with this drop, actually the spine crawler's not going to be finished up in time, but the banelings are there, and they pick up a lot of the units, and he might even lose a medevac here.
Oh, he doesn't. He gets that medevac to safety, kind of, so this drop is very much alive. Here comes the stream of Zerglings to clean this up, but the Marines were in kind of a good position. Nice pick up there by Xeon.
Clean up the rest of this drop now.
Yeah.
And Xeon losing a lot of his army for minimum amounts of damage.
Well, this is the thing you kind of have to be aware of, that if your opponent plays Ling Muta Baneling, basically you gotta have a lot of starports and a lot of barracks and be heavy on upgrades, because you will lose medevacs every single time you try to drop, unless you tie those mutalisks to another place in the map that they have to be at.
Xeon on siege is right as the attack comes in. That's very bad timing, and this attack's just going to wash through him. The Mutalisks focusing on the siege tanks, and now Xeon's looking to use all his economy to those banelings.
Oh my god, and there's the GG. 671 SCVs killed this game. Are you kidding me?